Now we're going to change some stuff with the secondary elements.
So before moving stuff around to play with the composition, I just want to add one small thing here. Just adding a tail. With Shift A, we add a cube. We move it to the back. And then maybe make it a little bit smaller. And then go to Edit Mode with Tab, Wireframe View with Z, and then Wireframe. And then we just select the polygon on the side here. And then maybe move it, and then extrude a little bit more, and then extrude again, up. Basically, I want to create this zigzaggy type of tail, so that's why I'm doing this right now. Also extrude again here. And then extrude up. So we have this thing now. Of course, we can add a subdivision modifier for it. Also rename it to tail. And as you can see, it's not taking the shape that we want because we need to add what again? Of course, the edge loops. So everywhere. So make it sharper. Just the corners, basically. Okay, maybe just zoom in a little bit here just to show you. Yeah. And then, of course, get the camera view again. Sheet smooth, and then maybe move the base a bit, so it's Alt left click, then move it a bit, and then maybe make it bigger. So now that we have the tail, maybe we need to move stuff around for the composition to work. So maybe the bananas should be here, the tail should be a little bit there. The stars, we can move them a little bit. The star here as well. And we can now delete the sketch that we have or hide it. I prefer to hide it just in case we need it again. And now we have like a squarish composition. As you can see here, most of the objects are concentrated in that square shape. So instead of having that, maybe we can move stuff around a little bit. For example, maybe add a planet here. Because basically I want to have this render a little bit widescreen. Not too much widescreen, but I don't know, 4:3 kind of. Instead of this square shape, so it's stretched out a little bit. So maybe I'll add a planet here, maybe a planet behind it as well. Or maybe that's like a small moon for that planet. So something like this. Also, this planet looks good. Maybe we can bigger and also a little bit more chunky. Oh wait, and you can see here there's just some shading issues. So we can select the ring here, extrude it. And then if you want to fix any, after we extrude it and we're still having shading issues like that, one way to do it, it's just because of the lack of geometry, is just adding the edge loop, but I know it's not the case here. Basically, we select this whole thing with L, and then we press Shift and to recalculate the normals. And of course, you can look up what's wrong with normal and stuff when it comes to shading. But yeah, we're not gonna go in depth with it in this course. Also add a few edge loops here, and maybe because I want it to be more chunky, so make the planet a little bit bigger like that. So it's a little bit more chunky, yep. Maybe also add a planet here. Of course, with the bananas here, maybe you can make them bigger. Want to add the stars, maybe add one star here, one star there, and then maybe also the other type of stars here. Just select the spherical shapes and then duplicate them with Shift D. And then of course here, now it's done. We go again to the side here. I think this is okay. It doesn't have to be super symmetrical like that. We can maybe this a bit better. Also with the tail, maybe we can just scale down the base a bit. I think it looks a little bit off with that much, like bigger than the other parts. And also maybe make this part go a little bit to the left. If you want to select again, if you want to select this whole part, so with the polygon select, we press C and then select this whole part and move it a little bit like that. I think maybe again move this part a little bit to the left. Then the top maybe a little bit to the left as well. I think this is okay. I just don't want the hand to look like it's grabbing the tail, so something like that. Okay, so now that we moved the objects that we have here around the scene a little bit, just to make the composition work, maybe we want something else. Maybe we want to have this render a little bit vertical if it's going to be a poster. So you're going to have to move stuff around so it would fit that more vertical composition. But yeah, just move stuff around, see how it looks, see what you want to do. Let's say you want to render 16 by 9, so you can have this as your background somewhere. So yeah, try out different stuff, different compositions. Maybe just keep duplicating stuff, or maybe reduce some of the stuff that we have if it's too much.
With this done, in the next lesson, we're going to start adding colors.